Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. And today we have Christmas Plus One. This is another Lifetime holiday Christmas movie. It's just what I'm doing this month, other than the occasional short or special event, performance concert kind of thing. Everything is Christmas based in December. I'm clearing out the table of everything Christmas because I may never have a Christmas holiday again with this show. I'm going to run out of things on Disney Plus to watch. Mainly because, yes, they're trying to load up as many. Disney is loading up as many reality TV shows and Lifetime movies that would keep me probably going another 6 months if I watched all of them. But I don't want the series to be just Lifetime movies and documentaries about sharks. So I have to cut these out after I'm done with Christmas. I'm doing all the Lifetime stuff for Christmas, and this is one of them. This is Christmas Plus One. It is from 2023. It's an hour and 30 minutes long, a little 2 minutes longer than the standard hour and 28 minutes that nearly all of the Lifetime movies run. Because commercials, they're structured to run on the Lifetime network, and yeah, you gotta squeeze every ounce of commercial time you can when you put these movies out, because honestly, there's a devoted fan base for these types of movies on the Hallmark Channel, Lifetime network. There's probably some others. There's probably a streaming channel you can find online that just does all of these things nonstop. Might be on YouTube. I have no idea, because it's not. These things are not necessarily made for me. So this is to do this. I've chosen this. Yes, I've chosen this, but it's a bit of a grind. I mean, the hard part about making these films is, one, sticking to a comfortable structure, but also not being overly redundant. And not all of these movies are really good at that. We've had some pretty good examples over the last few days of movies that are breaking the structure, that are separating from the standard single woman is being talked into by her best friend or family in order to get into a relationship she doesn't want, but she has to go back to her hometown, or she has to go to a different place and discover the true meaning of love and Christmas. And yeah, you get all that. It's and by the way, there's other elements. It's either she has to hate Christmas a lot or she loves it way too much. And about 20 to 30 minutes from the end of the film, there is a betrayal. When she's finally found the one she loves, there's a betrayal. And either he is betraying her or she's betraying him. And then there's a resolution and true love is found at the end. By me telling you that, it's not really a super spoiler, because if you've seen one of these, you've seen all of them that adhere to that structure. Some of them have not. Like this one, it does play with the same formula, but it does it a little bit differently. Basically, this is all about two twin sisters who... Kara and Amy, they're sisters. They're just sisters. Okay, they're not twins, because they looked similar, but I was like, they have to be fraternal twins if they're twins. And one of them is a good 4 inches taller than the other. So, okay, they're not twins. They're sisters. 2 different actresses, 2 different families. In fact, Kara is played by Emily Alatalo. And the sister... Come on. Vanessa Smythe is the sister. They have a tradition, and they are one of the things you want to check off on this is they are obsessed with Christmas. They have Christmas traditions. They go to the same places every year. They do the same activities. Even though Kara has moved out of town, it is Kara, right? Man, I really did not pay attention to their names. They're both beautiful young women, but yeah, they're basically, we get to know them right off the bat as sisters in their 30s who wear the same pajamas at their parents' home. when they come to visit for the holidays in New York City. Yeah, but in this case, Kara. Before I get to the modern day thing, we got to go to the flashback, or the flashback, which is a year before where this main story takes place. Kara and Amy, they always make a wish on Christmas, and they make the declaration that their wishes always come true. And they kind of make a pact. They kind of make a wish together that is basically the same. They're going to find their one true love. Okay, that's really putting a lot of weight on the magic of wishes when you think or you have proof that all your wishes always come true. It's finding the right person these days or any time is not easy, but now you've put Christmas on the job. Hanging Christmas out to dry is because if you both do not find the man of your dreams within a year, you're going to ruin Christmas. Well, we pick up a year later, and Kara is basically racing home from Pittsburgh trying to find a train. The trains are not running, or they're all booked up or something, and she goes to get a rental car, but they're all sold out. The snow's really coming down. What is she going to do? Well, she sees the guy just walking away from the counter. She's like, let me buy your ticket from you. Let me buy your rental car from you. Well, they quickly hit it off, and they agree to have a ride. They ride together. He just happens to be going to New York also. And they have the greatest time. They connect on every level. And even though, by the way, she's not just coming home for Christmas, but she's coming home for her sister's wedding. Yes, somebody's decided to put a wedding. Like, is this a really good idea with all the stress of Christmas and all the craziness that goes along with this? By the way, there's no children in this movie except for one child, and he's just basically a prop that shows up as a connecting piece. He doesn't have a lot of lines. He's just in the background. He is referenced, but nobody has kids in this, really. One guy has a nephew. That's it. So, why do people have weddings on Christmas Eve? I realize maybe you're rich and you have servants and everything else, and they can take care of all the stressful, crazy stuff. But why would you do that to yourself? Yeah, I understand Christmas probably means a lot to you, but still. So one sister definitely has locked down her one true love, Amy, and Kara has not. Now, if you look at the promo poster, and you look at the thumbnail, and let's see what the thumbnail looks like if I go back out. Oh, it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing as this. So, if you look at the thumbnail or the poster or whatever it is, you already know who she's going to end up with. Because she's got more than one option. And she falls in love with this guy she's spent maybe a few hours on the road with. And she gets his number, she puts it in her phone, she's ready to go, she's going to go see her family, and then she's going to give him a call, and they're going to meet up, and they're going to do all the things she normally does with her sister. But also with this new guy, because they have all the same interests. They do the snowman building in Central Park. By the way, Ontario. It's Ontario. Or it's a suburb of Ontario. Why can I tell that? Because there is no city skyline. There's some tallish buildings in the background where they're putting snowmen together. No. Even if you go to the boroughs, you're still seeing buildings. And also there's a part where there's a shot on a city street, and there is a circle kind of sign that, no, I'm sorry, it does not exist in New York City. It's Canada. So, I just said. Anyway, she's like got all these plans, and she immediately drops her phone on the sidewalk. Ah, crap. And this guy comes along and kicks it accidentally into the sewer. Why didn't he get her number? Why did... Eventually, she gets a new phone, but why didn't she, if you have an account, in the real world, whether it's Apple or Google, your basic connective account at least restores the basic stuff. Sure, you're not going to get your pictures back probably unless you have them backed up to the cloud. You're going to have to configure a few things, but for the most part, your contacts and who you are, how you log in with your email or your username, whatever, kind of restores that stuff. So you don't normally lose everything. But in this case, for the purposes of the story, Kara has lost the phone number that is going to change her life, the man she dreams of. She's really ticked off at the guy who kicked it into the sewer. The alligators now have a nice phone, and the number to the man of their dreams. But so this guy kind of owes her, and he goes with her to the coffee shop. No, he runs into her at the coffee shop, and they have the same coffee shop. By the way, he does not like Christmas. He's a writer, and he usually leaves town every year. Now, understand, there is a reason he doesn't like Christmas, and it's a good reason. It's actually shows a more sensitive side, which is important, because it's him right there. And he does not look like the other guy that she fell in love with. So you can tell which one it is, which one's going to walk away with her heart. They seem to be absolute opposites. He helps her out in trying to track down this guy, because she knows all the places he's going to go are the same places she's going to go. And so part of this is a quest, a side quest for him, where he's just sort of assisting her in finding this guy, just having them hook up, and he just takes off, and he's no longer has guilt on his shoulders for destroying her phone. So, along the way, of course, he gets to meet her family, and people see this stuff coming. The barista at the coffee shop where they meet and hang out, he knows what's going on. Yeah. so yeah, you get they. By the way, both of them are appealing. At first, though, the guy Michael is played by Corey Sevier. They're Canadians, so he's probably French Canadian, and that Sevier, that R might not be used or not. I don't know, but he seems very uptight and not very pleasant at first, and he's meant to be. But you get to see him soften up as he spends more time with her, and while they do not have a lot in common, you start seeing them become more interested in each other, and it does have a more natural path than, oh, I spent 6 hours in a car with this guy, and we all agree on the same Christmas music, and we love the same Coco, and we love the same, everybody loves the same Coco. We love the same concerts, we go to the same places in New York City. And so what this eventually turns into is a farce where she constantly misses finding this guy at all the places that she knows he's going to be by seconds. Like, she turns a corner right past a Christmas tree, and then he pops out from behind it, not realizing she just walked by. And of course, yes, they will. Again, this is where I don't care about spoilers, because you know from the start of this, they will disconnect. If they disconnect, they will connect again at the least convenient time. Once she and this new guy that she didn't think she would like, the guy who kicked her phone into the sewer, they kind of realize that they like each other a lot. And the people around them, Sister Amy, Mom and Dad, the barista, the guy who's selling Christmas trees down the street, everybody knows that they really make a great couple. They find out a little bit later. But of course, at the moment, the betrayal, which takes place about 17 minutes before the end of the film, I checked. There were 17 minutes left. And the betrayal happens. It's more like 18, but yeah. So basically, the guy that she fell in love with in the car ride shows up. By the way, his name is Chase. He plays the character Chase. His name is Andrew Bushell. Yeah. The barista is Leighton Alexander. He plays Pete. Leighton Alexander Williams. I feel like I've seen him somewhere before, but I'm not sure. So yeah, and then we get to see the rest of the family. So anyway, this has gone on too long, as I'm sure you probably agree. If you're even watching it this far, he discovers, or the barista discovers it, realizes this is the guy that she's been looking for. He knows that she goes to this coffee shop, so he leaves a note with the barista. I've always wondered, barista, is it the female? Is a male a baristo? Barrister? No, that's not it. That's not a thing. No. Either way, the barista. The guy who makes coffee. And by the way, Michael, the guy she's not supposed to like but will eventually fall in love with, he starts opening up with some really genuine stuff without having to use a child at all, without having a child in his life that he's like a single dad. He doesn't have to do that, but he does have a dead parent. I imagine both, but he's really kind of close to his father, and his dad had passed away a year or so before, and he's still dealing with that. Many years before, actually, because he always goes away for Christmas. He's not happy with his job also, and he's struggling. He wants to be a writer, like actual novel type of writing, not writing top 10 lists for websites. I understand that. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, so he really opens up, and she opens up to him as well. And of course, Chase shows up, a handsome guy. Just seriously, yeah. You understand why anybody would fall in love with him in a car ride to New York City. So, and he's a nice guy. He doesn't. I was wondering how they'd break this out. Maybe he's going to turn out to be a jerk or something. No, he's actually a good guy. And yeah, eventually the barista gives Michael the information. He tells him, "Oh, that guy was in here," and Michael is about to tell her, but of course gets interrupted, and eventually Kara realizes that Michael had the information about Chase this whole time. Betrayal. And everything gets broken up just before Sister Amy's wedding, even though he helped make the cake when they couldn't get the cake that they ordered in time. Again, all this is happening in the span of like 4 days. And only to satisfy... I mean, she's not forcing it, but only to satisfy the wish they made the year before. Like, she's got to have to pull somebody from the crowd if she hadn't met either one of these guys. She's going to have to be that bridesmaid that's just like, you, until somebody like, oh, I like you enough. Let's get married and make out in the closet. What are you going to do? That's what bridesmaids do. And groomsmen. But... so yeah, it's all that. It's, of course they're going to fall in love at the end. Were you surprised? Did you really think that I was going to throw a twist at you? That's Christmas plus one. It was entertaining. The people were appealing. The women were lovely, and they don't have this kind of... nobody has this kind of neediness where you would think when you have a deadline to find the man of your dreams by a year later, there would be a certain level of neediness. They don't come across that way. Whereas some other stories like this are like, oh my gosh, Christmas and love, it's got to happen one way or the other. And it's just, everybody feels petulant sometimes. Anyway, it's good that we've gotten some that are sort of mixing up, not using all the tropes at once. There are some that really lean into them. This one, not all of them, but certainly a good number of them. So tomorrow, make it real easy for us, the Christmas Pact. So we have Christmas Love Letter, Christmas Plus One today, and the Christmas Pact tomorrow. I don't know what the pact is. And again, I think I picked these because They just had Christmas in the name, but I was thinking they would have some sort of additional enchantment or a different type of, I don't know, deal. Doesn't matter. But the Christmas pact seems like a deal. It seems like there's somebody's made a pact to do something for Christmas. They're going to probably, just like Plus One, somebody's going to have to make a deal to fall in love by Christmas. And they are certainly going to fail, right? The Christmas Pact is what we're going to watch tomorrow on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.